What's up, my wizards? It's Dev from SBMtG with the highly anticipated, on my part at least, Magic Origins Pre-Release Primer. Everything that I think you should need to know before you go into the pre-release. Let's get right to it. Before I go into the colors, how is it going to work? Well, at this pre-release, you'll go in, you'll pick your planeswalker, one of the 5 that are in the set, and you will get, according to your planeswalker, 6 Magic Origins booster packs, and then a 7-card seeded pack corresponding to the color of your planeswalker. This will have 1 rare or mythic, and then what Wizards calls a run of commons and uncommons. So which one do I suggest? Well, that depends on what strong cards and themes are in which colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my favorite commons, uncommons, and rares in each color, and sort of tell you about what they've got going for them mechanically and theme-wise. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me clear my number 5 color is actually, for the first time in a long time, and you're gonna hate me, my number 5 color is black. I think that for limited play, black is not really a great color in the set. Its rares are not incredible. You do get Guiltleaf Winnower, and you might get a Languish. If you do, definitely play it. Kothafed is also a very good creature high up on curve. Most of our other rares in black aren't really great. Not only that, black doesn't have the removal suit it normally has. It has 2 removal spells at 5 mana, which is a little bad. One of them is not even really splashable. It does have a removal spell at 2 mana. It is a sorcery, but it's still a very good removal spell. Black doesn't have much going for it, to be honest with you. When you look at commons, uncommons, and rares, it has fewer really good ones than any other color, which is why I put it at number 5, or at least in my opinion. Although its commons and uncommons that are good are very good. You know, Cruel Revival is fantastic. Fleshbag Marauder is very, very good. Eyeblight Massacre is a fantastic card for the most part. As far as commons go, Fetid Imp is one of the best commons in the entire set, so you know you have to weigh that a little bit. Reeve's Soul and Unholy Hunger are also fantastic, as I've already mentioned. But aside from that, black doesn't have a whole lot that I truly like in it. And usually I love playing black and limited because I like playing removal, and we still got some solid removal in this set. I just don't know that black has the legs to really do anything. I don't like it mechanically that much. I don't mind sacrificing creatures, but in limited, is that really what you want to be doing? Aside from that, I mean, I just feel like the other mechanics that we see in the other colors really outshine anything black has going for it. Not to mention that a lot of its good cards are very intensive, and because black isn't very strong, I don't really want to be saddled into playing the strong cards because they're so black intensive. They're not really that splashable. Cruel Revival is splashable. That's a fantastic card, and black does have strong things, but I'll put it at the very bottom of my list for this set. And I apologize because I know some people are going to be like, what? But I really don't think that for limited play it has as many strong cards as the other colors. Let's go to number 4. My number 4 color in this set is probably red. Now, red has a lot of fantastic limited creatures, especially at the common and uncommon level. Now, and some removal, Lightning Javelin, Fiery Impulse, both common spells, both fantastic limited removal. Boggart Brute, Gear per Gear Crafter, Volcanic Rambler, these are all good common creatures that red runs. Uncommon, Stopper Engineer is fantastic. Obviously, Ravaging Blaze, it's insane they made that an uncommon. Seismic Elemental can win a game for you, and Skyraker Giant ain't half bad either. As far as the rares go, Pia and Kiran Lar, Chandra's Ignition is a ridiculous bomb. Molten Vortex might be great and limited. Exquisite Firecraft and Embermaw Hellion are all good rares. Now, my problem with red is that it does have a lot of efficient, well-costed creatures, don't get me wrong, in common and uncommon slots, but just not as many as sort of, you know, green and white. It doesn't have the ridiculous bombs that we see in some other colors, and its rares are fantastic, but I don't want to necessarily, you know, pick a color based on its rares, because you cannot, in limited, especially sealed, count on seeing the rares that you want to see in the color you've picked. So although if you pick red, you're likely to get some very good rares for limited. I just don't know if that's what you want to build your entire sort of sealed design philosophy around. I do like red. This is a very well-rounded set. I wouldn't begrudge you for picking red as your Planeswalker, Chandra as your Planeswalker, but I just think that we have probably better options, especially considering that red is not the best, although it is not a bad support color. For the same reason that black isn't, Red has a lot of very mana-intensive cards, although you can obviously play Javelin and Impulse by splashing them. Those are very desirable splash cards. On my next favorite color, this is... I'm going to put this in the middle at number 3, but I do think this might be actually better than I'm judging it. Although I'm judging it, I think better than a lot of people are. I'm rating it a little higher than some people. Although I think Luis Scott Vargas agrees with me, so I'm in decent company. I think blue is probably the third best color in the set, although it might be the second best color. Blue has an array of astounding commons and uncommons. Send to Sleep is something that I like, but not many players do. I love this card, though. A Separatist Void Mage, we can all agree, is fantastic. Disperse is incredible in almost any situation. It's removal. Aspiring Aeronaut is a very good card at common. Claustrophobia is some of the best removal in the entire set. And then Ring Warden Owl, all of these at common, is just... Now in the uncommons, Anchor to Aether I think is a fantastic card. Scab Goliath, one of the biggest creatures in the limited environment. Tower Geist was very good in Innistrad and will continue to be good here. Card advantage is awesome, or at least, you know, it replaces itself and you get a card quality advantage, which is very good. Turn to Frog, a fantastic limited combat trick. Whirler Rogue might be the best uncommon in the entire set. It's a premier uncommon. It's probably in the top 3 in the whole set. You get Whirler Rogue, you play this card, it's freaking ridiculous. As far as the rares go, that's where blue doesn't necessarily shine in limited. Although Soulblade Djinn is real. That thing is ridiculous. Like, and he looks like the genie from Aladdin too, so I'm partial to him there. Just a badass version of the genie from Aladdin. But in any case, Soulblade Djinn is freaking nuts. Willbreaker looks nuts. Dr. Spy Network, if you can make it do what it's supposed to do, it looks pretty darn good in limited. And then Displacement Wave, some people are saying isn't great in limited. I think it's really good. Especially considering bounce effects are pretty okay in a format full of renowned creatures that you want to, I guess, reset, you know. So I think that's pretty important too. I think blue is a color that people are sleeping on. Lots of premium flyers that give you, you know, flyers when they come into play. You know, the teams that make Thopter tokens are very good, especially the blue ones. And blue has a lot of very good removal in the form of Disperse and Claustrophobia and a couple of other things. I like blue an awful lot in this set. And I may pick Jace as my planeswalker at the pre-release, although I'm leaning towards someone else. I'll tell you soon. You can probably figure it out when I give you this one. My number 2 color in this limited environment for Magic Origins is green. I think green and blue are fairly interchangeable. I think that blue is very, very strong. But green, again, has an array of fantastic cards. Not as many great commons as blue, but the commons it does have are very, very good. Incredible creatures in green. I think Renown, I want to say this, I think Renown is a very, very good limited ability. There's a creature, it's the Marauders. Yeah, Rock's Maulers, Rock's Maulers. When that gets through, it's just ridiculous. Now, Trample is obviously a great ability for a renowned creature. This thing is common, which is crazy. 5 mana, 4/4 is very good with a couple of abilities tacked on. It's just, this could have been an uncommon. Little pushed in the common slot for limited. And Trample is the most relevant ability for a renowned card to have. We see some things in red with haste. That's good too, but Trample is a great renown enabling ability. And it's a runaway ability, like I said in the spoiler. If you're getting through with a 4-power guy, the opponent's already having a hard time of things. So if you then have a 6-power guy, it's going to get even worse for them. You can run away with the game. There's a couple of very good cards with Renown. And I think it's probably the best mechanic in this limited environment. Green also has Orchard Spirit, which is sort of a cheat kind of way to give it a Windrake type creature. Wild Instincts I think is very good. Even Hitchclaw Recluse is a decent blocker. Farika's Disciple I think is nuts in limited. Although I will say it negates the advantage of some smaller Death Touch creatures in that they can trade up. This doesn't often trade up, but it is something they don't want to let through and they're very scared of blocking. Sky Snare Spider is probably also in the top 3 uncommons in the entire set. I won't even say probably, definitely, maybe the best. Some people saying, me included, this could see standard play with all the ridiculous flying giant dragons that we see, and this comes out theoretically faster because we're playing green. I love this card a lot, especially in limited. It's ridiculous. Somber Wild Alpha, very good in limited, and also Undercity Troll is good. Green has a lot of fantastic rares too. Outland Colossus, Gia's Revenge is crazy. Evolutionary Leap, very, very good in limited, and a lot of other stuff too. So green, I think, is just an all-around very strong color, and Renown is so good, and you can guess what the next ability, or the next color is. It also uses Renown. Renown is so good, and the creatures that it has are just so efficiently costed that I think green is going to be a force to reckon with and pairs very well with other colors too. Now for the number one color, I've pretty much given it away already. This is white. A lot of people say white's the best color in this limited, and I cannot disagree with them. White has easily, in my opinion, the best commons and especially uncommons in this limited environment. Let me go through some of these commons. Topan Freeblade, possibly the best common in the set. Stalwart Aven, decent bodied flyer. Acheron Jailer, great in the late game. Celestial Flare, insane, that's very good, cheap removal. Enshrouding Mist, great combat trick, reminiscent of God's Willing, or Johnny's Presence more so. Suppression Bonds, straight up removal. All of these are commons. Let's go to the uncommons. War Oracle, a 4-mana 3/3 is always good, plus Lifelink and Renown is insane. Lifelink is so good in limited. What else? Patron of the Valiant card is insane. A 5-mana 4/4 flyer with upside for your Renown limited deck, which is crazy. Blessed Spirits, which is yet another Windrake type card. This one with a great upside. Console's Lieutenant, good in standard, good in limited. Swift Reckoning, insane removal at the uncommon slot for very cheap and is splashable. Even if you don't have Spell Mastery, it's still a more than great removal card in limited. So white just has all the best commons and uncommons, the cards you're going to see the most of in limited. And I definitely think that Renown is a great limited ability mechanic. And white and green they both have some of the better uncommons and commons in the whole set. So I just think that Selesnya is sort of poised to be possibly the best limited combination, although there are other good limited combinations. Green-red is pretty fine. Black goes good with things as long as it's the primary color. Black-blue is always an important deck. Blue-white skies is going to be very, very good. I think in this environment, that's probably what I'm trying to play. I'm going to pick Gideon as my planeswalker if he's still available. If not, I'm going to go Jace, and then if not that, probably Nissa. But I understand that's out of order, but I like playing flyers in limited, so I'll go with that. That's another thing, is no matter what order these are ranked in, go with what suits your play style the most. I cannot emphasize that more. If you don't like Renown as a mechanic, if you don't like necessarily that sort of combat, then don't go with it. I think blue is a fantastic color. You can make a great combination out of black and red, sort of burn the opponent out and use huge creatures. That's pretty good. So I think this is actually a fairly balanced and exciting limited environment. Innistrad is known as the best draft environment ever, the best limited environment ever. I think that this might just, from what I've seen so far, what I've tested so far, what I've seen, this could possibly overtake it. We see a lot of really good draft archetypes in this set that are just, there are whole cycles that are meant to be drafted, but are hard to play in sealed. There's a huge degree of separation between draft and sealed in this set. Overall, though, these are my sealed ratings. It gets a little different when we talk about draft. Red gets a little bit better because you can draft the blue-red artifacts deck. There's a few things you can do. But these are my ratings for sealed. As far as the gold and artifacts cards go, artifacts, I didn't really see a whole lot that I would be like dead set, I'm immediately playing this. Throwing Knife is a fantastic, that card is ridiculous. Love that equipment. The Savannah Lions, he's pretty good. I just really don't see a ton of amazing artifacts for us to play. As far as the gold cards, you will play whatever gold card you get for the combination that you are currently playing. Especially, that's why I want to play Blue-White Skies. If you get the Drake for Blue-White Skies, he's just unbelievable. He's just probably the best one in limited, I would say. I'm Dev. I hope you enjoyed this content. Let me know if you have any beef with me in the comments, or what you did enjoy about this. If it helped you, go to your pre-release. Don't just take my word for it. Go to Channel Fireball, look at LSV's articles on this, and all sorts of people have, pre-release primers up right now. So go to them too. I fully encourage that, and get as much information as you possibly can. I'm Dev from SBMtG. That's my 2 cents on the Magic Origins limited environment, at least for sealed. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like the content, share, do that. That's very important. Comment, let us know what you think. And of course, if you haven't done this yet, subscribe, because it's almost deck tech time now that we've got the whole set review. We're done with spoilers. We're done with the pre-release primer. We can focus on what we love to do and what you love us to do. You've pretty much made that clear. Deck techs. We've got a lot of insane ideas for this format. So stick with us, subscribe. There goes all my stuff. Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts are awesome games. I was going to say, I don't like them that much anyway. Those are fantastic games. Anyway, babbling. I'm Dad from SBMtG. Thanks for watching, my wizards.